Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm excited that you're here, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Sandy. So I am working on these sewing pattern journals. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, go back and catch that. What I'm going to be working on today is the inside cover of these cuties. So let's just get going here. So I have taken, these are the instructions that come with a sewing pattern, and what I thought would be cool is to cover the inside with some of the sewing pattern. All right, so it's always a challenge to try to figure out what I want to use. I mean, not really that big of a challenge, but I think I'm going to use this side. And all I do, it's not very scientific. I just put the paper down here, and then I'll draw a little pencil mark. And then to get the width, I'm going to just have it be a little bit shy of the spine. So I just line this up along the edge here, because I'm going to have fabric come down the inside of the spine, so it doesn't need to go all the way over. So then I'm just going to use that mark to then mark this piece for the back side, like that. And I have the height marked as well. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I'm going to attempt to trim this. Without tearing the paper. So I'm trying to make sure this is folded up evenly here, so I can get a semi-straight cut. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know? Let's see here. Hold that steady. It is raining right now as I'm filming this, so if you hear any thunder or rain, I apologize, but there's not much I can do about it. Okay, so I was having trouble with this tearing before. Good deal. Okay, and then I'm going to use this part of it to be a page in the journal, so don't throw that away if you're following along with me. All right, so now we have the height, and then I'm going to go back to these pencil marks that I made along the bottom and trim these up. We have had so much rain lately. We're having a lot of flooding now here in Kentucky, which is not good. We had tornadoes earlier this week. It's been a crazy April so far. All right, so we have these. I do want to ink this up. All right, there we go. And I'm going to use a combination of my glue stick and my reptile glue. And I got my glass mat out because it's just easier to work on when we're dealing with messy things like glue. But I really love how these journals are coming together. Flatten this out a little bit. I don't mind all the creases and stuff. I think that adds some interest. And then I'm going to try to line this up, center it up the best I can. And that's why I inked up the bottom in case I did get it off center a little bit. And I can just trim that where needed. I'll be taking these to the sewing machine, so that'll also help keep these secure. I appreciate everyone who has watched part 1 of this series. I've received a lot of good feedback, so I appreciate that. It's going to be a busy month. I have a market that I'm going to be going to sell my journals. And then of course I have, I'm making these journals for my patrons. Plus I'll be making, you know, a bunch of things to go with the journals. And for my other tiers in my Patreon group. And then I'm still participating in the collaboration with Rach and Bella, and I'll be doing some more videos on that. I think I'm gonna be, I forget what week I am, but I'm not this week. So if you haven't checked out the 100 days, it's hashtag 100 days JJI. There's a lot of creators that are participating. That is so cute. And then I am gonna just round the corners here. And I think I'll just use my scissors. I think that'll work. Might be easier than the corner rounder. But yeah, so April's gonna be busy. And my sister and I, we're starting to go through my mom's stuff at her house. How cute is that? Looks like I went a little bit up here too. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry, and let me grab, I have done a couple already, and see what fabric I want to use on these. And, all right, I grabbed a few of the fabrics that I had picked out, and I think these are the ones that I like for these. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this one. Now this one is pretty thin, so I wonder if I need to double that up. If I double it up, does that work for me? Ooh, I think it does. Okay, that'll be good. Okay, so I will double that up. Yeah, that should be enough for the inside and the outside. I'm thinking, let's see. I'm thinking out loud with you all. On my prototype, I didn't wrap it around. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or if I want it to be separate. Where is my prototype? So I have my prototype. Maybe I do want to wrap it around. You don't have to, but yeah, maybe I'll do that. So So if I wrap it around, I need it to be, because I'm going to fold it in half. So let's just do that. Sorry guys, I'm going a little rogue here. I think that'll work. Let's try it, shall we? So I think I just need to cut right here. And tear this down. There we go. Straighten that out a little bit. Pull off some of the loose threads. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll glue the base down and then we'll fold it over. Okay, I think I have a plan. So it is, these are about that wide. And this is the middle of my spine right here. So I wanna make sure I put that on the back, I think. So this is primarily, you know, decorative, right? This part of it. Try not to cover up much of the cover. You're seeing my brain in action, peeps. Don't know if this will work. It should, but you never know. So I'm going to wrap this around. So I want to make sure I have enough. And I'm going to open this up for just a second. Yep, that's good. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to fold this back. And I'll be sewing on this, so that'll also help. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. Oh, these strings. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Okay, that looks good. Looks straightish. But I do want to keep this flat until the glue dries. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. And then we'll wrap this around. And we'll have this here, okay? And then I will let the glue dry before I sew, because that's the way I am. See, I might need to put a little bit of glue in here between the layers. Nice, okay. And then we'll cover that up. yeah, pretty much, I think all the fabrics I'm using are vintage. And then I'll set some books on top of this. I'll let that dry. Oh, that looks so cute. I'm gonna let it dry flat though before I fold it. But that looks good. Looks really cute. Really cute. I wanted to show another way to cover the spine. If you didn't want to double over this fabric, if you have some, this is just like some cotton or muslin, we could put a layer of this down first and then put a layer of our decorative fabric on top. So let's try that. So we're going to cut this one, cut it a little bit narrower than the top fabric. And also, and if you like this to hang out at the top to give it just another little more flair, you can do that. I don't think I'm going to do that on this one. Cut it just a smidge more. There we go. So we'll glue this one down. Just want to give you some options. And also, I'm still kind of trying to figure things out because this fabric, it was not see-through at all. So just playing around with these fabrics that are a little bit thinner and some solutions for how to work around them. And I am sure you all can probably come up with some solutions as well. Leave them in the comments below if you have some other suggestions. I'd love to hear them. That's one of the things I love about this community. So we kind of learn from each other and support each other. So we'll put this guy down. So this fabric, obviously, well, I guess I could still wrap it around if I wanted to, but I'm not going to wrap it. I think I'm going to just do two separate pieces. We'll see. I don't know. Let's do this one on the inside and then I'll decide. Hey, did that just rhyme? Okay. And put that in the middle there. Let's cut that down. Oh, it looks like the rain has stopped, so that's good. Okay, so let me know if you're participating in any collaborations or challenges right now. I'd love to hear about them. Okay, perfect. All right, I have this. And I think this fabric looks really cute with this sewing pattern. You got some of this pink to go with the dress and the felt, and then these kind of blue greens go good with this. Yeah, I like this one a lot. So do I want to wrap it around? Sorry, I keep saying so. So we could wrap it around again. I don't know, maybe we do. I kind of like the wrapping. Is this one long enough? It is long enough. Okay. All right, y'all talked me into it. And it'll be easier because I just have to do a single layer. So I think I'll cut that like right about there. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. So this one will have the frayed edges, which I like. And, you know, I could even cover it up with some rickrack if I want to, which I probably will, or some sort of trim, just because I like that added detail. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. So, put some glue down. Don't need a lot of glue with these thin fabrics. That's the other thing to remember. And I like to spread it out. Oops. And that helps with any seepage through the fabric. Oh, I actually like the frayed edge on this. It kind of looks really cute. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this looks really cute. Add a little bit more glue as we need it. Oh my gosh, that is just so cute. So cute, I love it. And with this small of a spine, you don't really need to do any trimming up here. Like normally on a wider spine, I would cut that, but I don't think that's necessary on these. How cute is that? All right, again, I'm gonna let these lay flat under some books. And I'll run them through the sewing machine off camera and come back and kind of show you that, but I'm gonna let these dry. I'm gonna cover this one with this sweet fabric. I think it looks really cute. You got the red, the green, and the white. And it looks like there's little flowers on the dress that go with it. So I am going to use this one. And I'm going to cut this. Try not to cover up too much of the sewing pattern in front. Yeah, that'll be good. And then I need to trim this a little bit. It is just storming out here. You can have those fray a little bit if you want off the top and the bottom. Try to not get glue all over my fingers, and I still get glue all over my fingers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, these are for my patrons, so I still have some spots open. If you want to grab one of these journals. And that looks good. Cuteness. Then we're going to do the inside the same way. And I'm going to try to keep it about the same width as the outside. Now that I think about it, it doesn't really matter, but just a personal preference. Does anyone else like to rip fabric? So I'm also going to be making some cute little embellishments. And then I have several different little vintage items that will also go with these journals. And also, and I have some tiers that get mini journals and also get Happy Mail packs. And so they'll all be sewing themed. So I have different levels for different price points. The mini journals, I'll be doing some videos on those soon. I think those are going to be really cute too. Okay, that's going to be perfect. I like that. Okay, so let's glue this one down. Do you smooth your glue out before you put your fabric on? I know several people use those little spatulas, the silicone spatulas, or silicone brushes, I guess is what they are. And I thought I bought one to try, but I'm not sure where I put it. I haven't looked super hard for it. I thought it would either be with my paintbrushes or with my mixed media tools, but I haven't. It wasn't in either of those spots. Oh my goodness. This one might be my favorite. I'm not sure. I will do all the sewing off camera, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. How precious is that? So I'm going to set this under some heavy books to have this dry. Very cute. And this is vintage fabric. Most of my fabrics I'm using are vintage. I think maybe one of them is not. But actually they might all be vintage. I've sewn around the edges on these, and I think they turned out so good. I love the stitching. It adds just a fun little detail, and even on the inside. And then here is the yellow and red one. And then we have the green, red, and yellow. And then I love this kind of blue, teal, and peach pink. So cute. So I wanted to show you some of the pages that I am thinking about for these journals as well. So this is what I've pulled together. I haven't put them in order yet, but I have, this is, they're all kind of sewing related. And then we have, this is some of the paper I got from Daiso. And I love this blue with this page. And then I really love this kind of order right here, so I'll probably leave this the way it is. But this is a quilting magazine page, and then one of those papers from Daiso, and then another quilting page. I love all the aging on those. And then this is one of those 1914 pages, embroidery. And then this is some of the dyed papers, and then another page. And then I love using some of the sewing pattern, and I tried to get kind of a fun, interesting section of the sewing pattern. And then we have another dyed paper, and then this is a embroidery page, and I think I'll have that be the center signature. So maybe I do have this in the order that I like, now that I think about it. But each one will be a little bit different, but they'll have the similar type pages in here. And I think it looks good, the front and the back side. Oh, and I also have, so I have another coffee dyed paper. I don't know if I'll add that. And then I do have these fun little vellum papers that I might add as well. So I'm still thinking about those. But I think this makes a really cute, cute little journal. Yeah, I might have to trim some of the sewing pattern. I left this on here, this little tab part, because I thought it was kind of cute. So I might let that kind of stick out. We'll see. But yeah, so this is how these journals are going to come together and work. And yeah, I'll have to trim them up. Each one will be a little bit different height-wise, depending on the height of the journal. But yeah, so the next step is just to sew all the pages in. And once I get the pages in, I'll do a separate video, kind of a flip through of the journals once I get the pages all sewn in, and any last little decoration details that I might do to them. Like I said, so these are for my patrons, so I do have a couple spots still left open. So if you're interested in one of these journals, you can head over to my Patreon page and check it out. This is for the Lily tier. And then I'm working on my mini journal tier as well. Let me show you a sneak peek of that. Here's a little sneak peek. Now each cover obviously will be different, but I'm just using a 6x9 little envelope and then decorating them up. And this is a digital on here, but these are original. So. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. And yeah, join in all of the fun that we're having. All right, guys, thanks so much to my YouTube members and to my patrons. Appreciate you all so much. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.